All right, now I'm going to give you a breakdown of what I think is going to happen in the AFC North this year. The training camp injury to Joe Burrow is a bit of a concern. Some believe he will be ready for week one. His star wide receiver, Jamar Chase, jokingly said he doesn't want to see him until week five just to be cautious. I don't think he'll be out that long. I think they will hold him out of week one against the Browns as a precaution. And I think the Browns will pick up that victory because I think we will see Deshaun Watson benefit from a full offseason after being out of the league for over a year. What was it, like 22 months? I think we will see a big step forward from him, but I'm not confident in that roster. But they will pick up a week one victory against the Bengals if Joe Burrow doesn't play, which I think he won't be for a precaution. I do have the Bengals taking care of business the rest of the way, winning the division with a record of 13 and 4 and the the locking up the second seed in the AFC playoff picture. I believe the Steelers never bet against Mike Tomlin. I believe they will finish 10 and 7 and just miss out on the playoff picture with a late loss in the season, with a Week 18 loss to the Baltimore Ravens. I believe that Pittsburgh will be just on the outside looking in, similar to the way they were 2 years ago when it came down to them, the Chargers and the Raiders for the last spot. Again, I think the Chargers will come out on top of that one and take that final spot. And for the third straight year, sorry, the Pittsburgh Steelers will be on the outside looking in. All the hype going into the offseason of Lamar being back in Baltimore and OBJ and the new wide receivers, Zay Flowers. It's very exciting. I think in the last few months there's been too much distractions with Lamar's deal. I think OBJ hasn't played in over a year, and Zay Flowers is just a rookie. So I think much of the offense will once again fall on Mark Andrews. Hopefully, we see productivity out of J.K. Dobbins, but I don't trust them this year. I think this is a tough division with Cleveland improving, Cincinnati being as good as ever, and Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. I think it's a tough division, and Pittsburgh and Cincinnati do benefit, or I'm sorry, Pittsburgh and Cleveland do benefit from two of the easier schedules in the league this year by opponent win percentage. So I think Pittsburgh capitalizes, gets 10 wins. I think Baltimore does a touch worse than people are expecting, just because the way their schedule sits is pretty tough. Is they start a little easier, but then they end their last five games are against the Chargers, the Rams, the Jags, the 49ers, the Dolphins, and the Steelers. And I think that's a little tough to overcome with Lamar, all the distractions that have been on him the last couple of years, and OBJ being out for a year. I think the offensive load will once again fall on Mark Andrews, and I think this is a back when it was the Steelers and the Ravens with Ray Lewis and Ben Roethlisberger and Troy Polamalu and all those guys. This was known as the Black and Blue division, and I think that this is. I think it's the same, but I think it's more well rounded. I think each team will get at least, if I remember correctly, I think I have every single team splitting with each other. I think this is going to be an even division, and I think it's going to be the outside of division games that make a difference. And I think looking at Baltimore's schedule, I think it's just going to be a tough run outside of the division. Cleveland, I have taken a big step forward, like I said, with the Deshaun Watson having benefiting from a full offseason after all that time off. And I'm just not confident in the rest of that roster. They have Deshaun Watson and Nick Chubb. Amari Cooper's still over there, but I'm just not confident in the rest of that roster. In my first draft of these standings, I don't think I gave Cleveland enough credit and had them at like 6 wins. So I do think they'll have a good season. We'll see if they can play above my expectations. So unfortunately for Pittsburgh, I have Cincinnati as the lone representative of the AFC North in the playoffs. On to the next one.